Good morning. Welcome to the Department of Aging and Human Services Awakening Yoga video. I have missed you guys, and welcome if you're new. This is a mat class. We will be getting up and down off of the floor, and the props that you may wish to have available are a blanket and yoga blocks if you have them, or books. You have nice, fat, sturdy books. That'll work as well. Okay. So start seated. Put a blanket under those sit bones. Throughout the practice today, remember to be mindful of the sensations that you're experiencing and honor your body. Moving into a place of a comfortable challenge, but avoiding pain. So safety and comfort are where your goals are today during the practice. We're going to start by moving the energy before we move to a reclined position. So let's begin to tap under the collarbones near the midline, waking up the energy systems in the body, getting the energy to move in the right direction. You're thumping with a pretty good amount of force. You want to feel that vibration. Breathe in through the nose and out through the mouth, and then tap the sternum, the thymus area. This improves immune function, so we all really need to do this tapping frequently. Exhaling out of the mouth. Moving to the outside of the rib cage, helping to assimilate all things in mind, body, and spirit. And then moving to just under the eyeballs on the cheekbone. So this really helps with grounding, and that's important, especially in times of unease. A nice thump. You can move that thumping around the orbital bone. And then just bring the hands into the lap, any position that you like. You can do palms up, palms down, one inside the other, whatever feels good to you. And just soften or close the eyes if you're comfortable with that, and notice how the energy's moving now. Notice how you feel. And then we're going to move to a reclined position and do some breathing and visualization. So minimal movement, just a subtle shifting onto the back. You can have your body in any position that feels good, and you can use your props to make yourself more comfortable. Maybe you'd like to rest your hands on your body. Soften or close the eyes. Let the body sink into the mat. Begin to notice the breathing without changing it. Just notice it. Just observe. Notice if it's smooth or hitchy. Notice if the inhale and the exhale are different lengths. And then begin to move into the 4-4-4 breath. So in that one, you're going to inhale for 4 counts, hold at the top for 4 counts, and exhale for 4 counts. And then just repeat that for a few rounds. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Repeat that at your own pace. You can breathe out of the mouth if you would like to bring a deeper sense of relaxation, or if you'd like to maintain energy or build energy, you can breathe out of the nose. Do a couple more rounds. Simply move back into the natural breath and notice if it's a little bit smoother, more comfortable. And then in your mind's eye, imagine being grounded or connected to Mother Earth. So feel all of the points on your back body that are touching the ground, and take a moment to feel a sense of gratitude for all the ways that Mother Earth supports us. And then take another second to notice the energy around you, the air in the room, on your skin. Making that connection to all that is. And if you'd like to set an intention for your practice and for the rest of your day, this is a good time to do that. Phrase it positively. And then extend arms and legs if you're comfortable with that. Otherwise, remain in a comfortable position, whatever that is for you. And just begin to rock the head from side to side. Observing how one side feels compared to the other side. Maybe you'd like to reach one hand down when you turn the head. So this is your practice. You can modify in any way that feels good to you. Coming back to center, let's lift the head and turn it. Notice how that feels different. Take the shoulders down, away from the ears. Maybe give the head a little yes movement. Always tuning into sensation. Bring the head back up as you breathe in. And let's do the other side. Exhaling over. And again, bring a little bit of movement here. Inhale, back up. And then take those hands and reach them up to the ceiling. And reach one really high and let the shoulder thump the ground. Reach the other thump. So the elbows remain straight and you can go faster. And then shake out the arms. Bring some space, more movement into the joints, the elbows, the wrists, the fingers. You want to feel that vibration all through the arms. And then let the arms collapse down. Draw the knees up. And begin to swing the hips from side to side. You remember the 70s and the bump? Have a little fun here. This is good for the SI joint. Brings a little more mobility into that SI joint. It can help with a little bit of relief for the low back. And then draw the knees in and just begin to rock. Feel that wonderful massaging effect over the back of the hips. And maybe you'd like to circle the knees. And then let's plant the feet down on the ground. The knees are bent. We're going to draw the left foot up and we're going to bend the knee and flex the foot. So draw the knee down and then extend the leg and point through the foot. Bend and flex, extend and point. Bend and flex, extend and point. And this time when you bend and flex, you're going to take the legs, both of them as they are, and tip over. Put your hand on your hip. So it's your left hand on your hip. So we're bringing more comfort to the shoulder here. Now, with the left leg, you're going to extend and push out. You want to feel like the femur, the thigh bone, is extending away from the hip here. And then draw that femur deeply back into the hip and ground your foot. So you're going to feel this wonderful stretch on the outside of the foot working up the side of the calf. Take a few breaths here. Release the foot, draw the leg back up, and take it into figure four. So we're crossing that left ankle over the right knee, and be sure that you're flexing the foot. Engage the muscles around the knee. This helps to support the knee, the structure of the knee. And it's really important, even if the engagement is subtle. So in this figure 4 position, relax the shoulders, relax the hips, draw the knee away from the body. Use the muscles of the leg to do that. And if you'd like to increase sensation, you can draw this in more snugly. Keep breathing. And then slow release of the position. Draw that left leg up, bend the knee, let the ankle flop, shake the leg. And then we're going to do the other side. So let's shake out that leg, shake them both out. Draw the knees back up. This time we're taking right leg up, bend the knee, flex the foot. Extend and point. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, bend that leg. Take both legs as they are. Tip them over, hand to hip. And take that foot all the way over. So you may roll on the side body, that's fine. Extend the leg. Drawing that heel away from the hip. Draw that femur back into the hip socket and then ground the foot. Feel that wonderful stretch along the side of the foot and the side of the shin, the calf. Breathe deeply. Release that. Draw the foot back up and move into figure 4. So right foot crosses over left knee. The foot is flexed and you're engaging the muscles around the left knee. It's ever so subtle. Take the knee away from the body. Breathe mindfully. And then bring that in a little more snugly if that feels appropriate. Relax the shoulders. Find the breath. And then slow release. Draw that leg up, loosen it, give it a good shake. And then let's take those legs down. Roll to your side and use your hands to push up to seated. Again, find your blanket. Put that blanket under the hips and come to a comfortable seated position. So in this seated position, you really want to feel your sit bones connect to the ground. You want that sense of being grounded, that knowledge and awareness that you're grounded. Lengthen the spine, lift through the crown of the head, but let those shoulders melt down. Lift the heart center a little bit. If you'd like the grounded effect, you can plug the fingers into the floor and lift the heart center. Acknowledging both being grounded and energized. Good. So let's clasp the hands, draw them to the heart. It's like you're drawing love into your heart. And then extend out on your exhale. Push through the shoulders, stretch the back. And then lift up, lift those palms toward the ceiling. Breathe in deeply. Exhale to your left. Plugging your fingers into the ground in front of you and behind you, lengthening the spine. And on your next exhale, turning the body. On each exhale, deepening the twist if that's safe and comfortable. Breathing deeply in and out. Draw the shoulders down and back. Bring just the head around, so keep the body twisted. Feel that wonderful stretch in your neck. And then very slowly come back to center, give a wiggle. Let's do that on the other side. So clasping hands to heart. Exhale to extend. Really feel the stretch and the extension, and then lift those palms up high. Exhale the hands down, front and back. Plug them in. Lengthen the spine. Deep breath in. As you exhale, begin to turn part way. Each exhale, you deepen the twist if it's appropriate. Taking the head back if you wish. Shoulders down and back. And then bring just the head around. Feel that nice stretch in the neck. Very slowly the body follows. Give it a wiggle. Give it a shake. Let's move into bound angle or cobbler's pose. And we're going to make a long bound angle. So extend the feet away from the hips. Again, sitting up nice and tall. You can hold on to the knees. I'm going to do a little cat-cow in this position, or cow-cat. So let's lift the heart center and the chin. The hips tilt forward. A deep breath in here. Exhale, let's tilt the hips under around the spine. Let the head drop. So we're not folding, we're just contracting. Let's do that again. Inhale, open up the front line of the body. Exhale, round it out. Feel the stretch in the spine, in the back. And then from this position, allow the head to draw toward the feet, very slowly. And we stop at the position where we're feeling tension, and we breathe through that tension. You might find with each exhale, you might dip a little bit lower, but don't push. Take the right ear to the right shoulder. Very slowly, left ear to left shoulder. Give the head any movement that feels good here. And then lift just the head. So stay folded or hinged at the hips here. Lift just the head. We're moving into a flat back and letting the head lead us to a tall seated position. Take your hands, draw the knees up, and then tuck them under, and let's move on onto all fours. So I like to have a blanket under my knees here. It's also helpful to have a blanket behind the crease of the knees. So moving into a table position, the first thing we're going to do is stretch the feet. So the toes are gripping the mat here. I like to knead the mat with the toes like a cat needs a blanket. And then sitting the hips back, pressing the hands down and forward for more sensation in the feet. So this really helps to increase stability in the feet by making them a little more flexible. So rock, bring any movement here that feels good to you. And then walk it out and release the feet, tap the tops of your feet. We're going to counter that with the toes curled. So it looks the same, the toes are not gripping, they're curled under this time, they're in the opposite direction. If this bothers your ankles, you want to come out of it. But this really helps to increase mobility in the feet and the toes. Breathe mindfully. Walk it out, tap it out. Let's take runners. Stretch those strong arms, press the hands down and forward into the mat. And do the other side. We'll be moving into a flow next, and all fours flow. But we're going to do some wrist stretching first, and then we'll move into that. So with the wrists, take the hands under the shoulders and draw the hips back and draw the hips forward. So the shoulders end up a little more forward of the wrists. You're feeling that movement, that range of motion, how deeply you can support the upper body over those wrists. And then turn the fingers out. Take the palms to the edge of your mat and move sideways. Take the knees wide for greater support, more stability. Good. Walk them back in. Take your fingers and point them toward your knee. Very gently, hips back and forward. Keep the elbow bent, that's really important here. Soft elbow. And then shake it out. Let the whole arm go loose. Feel that vibration. Shake it out. Let's do the other hand, fingers back toward the knee. The elbow is bent, and we're taking the hips back and forward. Very gently. Remember, no pain, comfort, a little challenge. Shake it out, give it a good shake. And then let's move into a little flow. Nice low flow. Let's take the right leg up and back. We're gonna move into sunbird. The toes point down, the hips are level. And if you'd like to increase the intensity of your challenge, raise the left arm up. So we're forming a nice line from fingers to heel. Breathe. Engage the abdominals by drawing the navel in and up. Point through the back foot. Inhale, lift the leg and the arm. Exhale down and move into child's pose. Now in child's pose, you want to have your head, your forehead resting on the ground or a block. Breathe deeply, let the back ribs spread apart. Then we're going to take that right arm, lift it, and thread it through. So this is a variation of thread the needle in child's pose instead of on all fours in table. Extending that overhead arm, moving your head so that your neck is comfortable. Bring that back up, back into child's. Lift your head, slide those hands forward into puppy. Breathe deeply. Walk that back, take it up. Inhale, exhale to child's once more. Forehead rests. Take a couple breaths here. And then come back to all fours. Let's do the other side. Let's take that left leg up and back, level out the hips, toes point down toward the mat. For more challenge, raise the right arm. Engage the abdominals. Notice where you're holding tension that you might be able to let go of. Breathe deeply. Engaging the core, point through that back foot. As you inhale, lift the leg and the arm. Exhale slowly with control to come down and to move into child's pose once more. Head rest. Remain in child's pose. Lift the head, lift the left arm, thread it through, readjust. So find that extension through the top arm and reposition the head so the neck is comfortable. Breathe. Drawing that back to child's pose. Lift the head, slide the hands forward. Lowering the chest and possibly the chin into puppy. Lifting up, crawling those hands back, exhaling once more to child's pose. Stack the arms and rest the forehead on the stacked arms. And then rock the hips from side to side. And then come back to all fours and remove your blanket and find your blocks if you have them available. I'm going to stretch downward facing dog in a few different ways. Let's start with a good toe grip on the mat. Deep breath in. Hips go back as you exhale, knees come up, and just come up halfway. So don't worry right now about opening the shoulders or putting the head in or anything like that. In this half down dog, begin to pedal the feet. And then keep the knees bent, draw the feet to stillness. Shift your heels to the right and feel how that stretches the left side of your body. It's wonderful. Let's do the other side. Heels over. Feel how that stretches the right side of the body. Bringing it back to a half down dog. We're going to raise those heels up and straighten the legs, and then we're going to press into the mat through the hands, opening the shoulders. Now draw the inner elbows toward the head to strengthen the shoulders. When you're ready to exhale, let those heels lower. Be mindful of sensation, honor your body. The important thing in this pose is that the head is in alignment with the rest of the spine. So if you're not able to open your shoulders, just keep your head in line with the rest of the spine. Feel how the side ribs and the back ribs expand in this position with less effort. I'm going to take the left leg up and back into three-legged dog. And we're going to step or swing the left foot through to the top of the mat. Take your time, do this safely. Take hold of your blocks. Very gently land the back knee into a low lunge. Place your right hand in a position of stability and raise your left hand into a revolved high lunge. I'm going to draw the rib cage up toward the ceiling and make sure that the right shoulder is stable. So you don't want to be too deep in the shoulder. You don't want to be too pressed out in the shoulder. Find the strength. Circle the arm back and around. One more circle. And then open the arm, open the chest to the ceiling. Get a nice twist in here. And take the hand back to the block. Let's engage that back foot. Lift the back knee. Now, the back heel drops inward and down, so the back foot is flat, and you're pressing the outer edge of the back foot into the floor. Take your left forearm to the thigh. Circle. Arm back, up, and around into extended side angle. Breathe, ground through the feet, and engage the core. Open the chest toward the sky. Grounding through the feet, let's lift up through Warrior One into Exalted Warrior. As you exhale the next breath, let that back hand slide down the leg. Reach for the sky. Feel that joyous emotion bubbling up, ready to come out. Coming back through to Warrior Two. Take the hands out like an airplane. Shift the back foot so you're lifting the heel and you're up on your toes. Bend the back knee, Hands to the hips and push, bring those feet together. Inhale, reach. Exhale, chair. Now looking at the knees, make sure they're not knocking in. So keeping those knees over the ankles. Breathe, sit those hips back. Inhale, up. Exhale, hinge at the hip. Let's lower down. Keep the knees bent. Inhale, halfway up. Take hold of the blocks, or make sure you have your blocks for this next side. Coming into downward facing dog. No blocks just yet. Give that nice stretch through the back line of the body. Make sure those arms are strong, shoulders are strong. Let's take the right leg up and back into three-legged dog. And step or swing that foot to the top of the mat. Be cautious, take your time. Once you're there, find your blocks and gently lower the back knee. Release the foot if you wish. The left hand goes into a stable position. Right arm rises into a revolved low lunge. Check the shoulder, make sure you're not too deep, not too extended. A nice strong position. Begin to circle the high arm back and down. Rotating that shoulder slowly. 3 circles, finishing high, opening the arm and the chest to the sky. Bring it down. Come back to your blocks. Pick up that back knee. And then turn the back heel down, flatten the foot, push the outer edge of that foot into the ground. Right forearm to right thigh. Left arm circles. Extended side angle. Grounding through the feet, engaging the abdominals. Take the shoulders down away from the ears. Rotate the rib cage a little upward. Find your breath. Press through the feet. Pass through warrior 2 into exalted warrior. On your next exhale, slide that back hand down. Reach for the sky. Shoulders down. Ground through the feet. Move back into warrior 2. Gazing out over those front fingers. Transition the hands and the back foot. So the back foot, the heel is lifted and you're on your toes. Hands to the hips. Bend the back knee. Push feet together. Deep breath in, reaching up. Exhale. Bring those hands to heart center. Move into chair position. Chair pose. Be mindful of the placement of your knees. Sink a little deeper. Breathe. Inhale up. Exhale, hinge at the hips. Let that head go. Keep your knees bent. Inhale, come up halfway. Nice flat back position here. Lift the chin, engage the muscles of the back of the neck. Feel the stretch in the backs of the legs. Take it down. Now, in the next position, we're going to move into a wide leg position. So, heel toe those feet out. Move your props out of the way. Come into a nice flat back. Guide the heels inward so that you can bend the knees and the knees track over the toes. And sink into this squat very slowly. Begin to rock a little side to side so you have a nice flat back here. Breathe. And then let's take it over to the right, so I'll be mirroring you. You can be on a flat foot or you can stay on your toes, whatever feels safe in your body. The extended foot, the leg, can be flexed or pointed. Your choice. Spider, crawling over to the other side. Nice stretch for the inner thighs. Using your hands for stability. One more time each side. Coming back to center, turning the toes in, heel toe, your feet to parallel beneath you. Sink into bent knees, let the head hang, and give the head a wobble. Reach the hands out, slowly lower the knees to the ground. Come to seated. And then let's take a reclined position. Rolling down vertebra by vertebra. Walk your toes close to your hips. And then pressing the ball of the foot into the mat, lower the heels. Now if this is bothersome to the knees, then you walk your feet back out. So if you have a block handy or a pillow or a fat book, this would be good for this one. Let's begin by pushing into the feet, turning the hips under so the low back presses into the mat. Inhale to lift the hips and the hands overhead. Take a moment to squeeze the glutes and release them. Pushing into the feet, make sure that head can move here. Exhale, bring it down. Inhale once more, lift it up, arms over. Exhale, bring it down. Last one. Another variation for this, feels very nice, is to tuck the block under the hips. And the block can be in the lowest or the middle height range, depending on your comfort level. This is another way to hold bridge pose. You can also extend the legs up in the air, which is an amazing subtle inversion. Good for so many things. Relaxation as well. Breathe deeply. And then shake the legs. Shake the arms. Bring everything down. Remove your props. And then find a comfortable position for Shavasana or relaxation. So I invite you to turn the palms up. Place the arms in a position that makes your shoulders comfortable. Feel free to use your props. If you like to do bound angle in Shavasana, you could always put the blocks under the legs, the knees, for support so you can find relaxation. Plenty of variations. As you settle into your Shavasana position, soften or close the eyes. Take a nice deep breath in. Let the lungs inflate. Let the rib cage expand. Let that breath go. Begin to Imagine that connection once more to Mother Earth. So really engage in that feeling of being grounded. Imagery is powerful. And as you're engaged in that grounded imagery, add to it all of the energy swirling inside you and around you. Get this wonderful picture in your mind. Let the body fill with light. Let the space around you fill with light. And see that connection to Mother Earth. And become aware of your breath. Smooth it out if it's hitchy. And notice how you're feeling. Mind, body, and spirit. Begin to move into the 4 count breathing. Inhale for 4. Hold for 4. Exhale for 4. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4. Continue at your own pace. 5 or 6 more rounds, and then simply move into the natural breath. As you move into the natural breath, continue to notice the sound of the inhale and the exhale. Be aware of how the body moves with the breath. Stay connected to the breath. You can remain in your Shavasana as long as you wish, or you can join me in the awakening sequence. Start by bringing small movements to the fingers, the hands, the feet, the head. Inhaling, stretching arms overhead, and reaching right hand up, right foot down. Switching sides, reaching through the left side, coming back to neutral. Bringing the palms above the heart center, rubbing them, creating heat between the palms, and then settling them over your eyes to absorb the energy. Take a moment to notice what the energy feels like, this healing energy for your eyes. And then use soft fingertips and massage around the brow and the forehead, the temples and the jaw. And then take those fingertips to the back of the shoulders and press them in as you drag them through to the collarbones. Do that a couple times. And then let the hands rest over the heart, drawing that love into you. Take the hands down to the belly, elbows rest on the floor. Bring yourself back to the breath. Notice the rise and fall. On your next inhale, open the mouth as wide as possible. Stick the tongue all the way out and roar like a lion. Move the body to the fetal position on your right side. If that's comfortable, support your head. Take a moment here as you reconnect to the breath to also reconnect to the intention that you set at the beginning of practice. And then slowly bring yourself up to seated. Find your blanket. Sit on the blanket. Nice, comfortable position. Feel the ground beneath the sit bones. Lengthen the spine. Feel the energy above you and around you. Lift the heart center. Allow yourself to open up to possibility. And let's take those arms up on the inhale. Back down behind you. Take hold of the right wrist, locking in the benefits of the work we've done today. Setting an intention to keep this peaceful feeling with you for the rest of your day. Let's take an Om. So inhaling, bringing those palms to the heart center. On your next exhale, a nice vibratory Om. Om. May you and yours always know peace and joy, love and light, prosperity and radiant health. May the light of God's love dwell in your heart and brighten your lives. Namaste.